What's going on? How you guys doing? I'm going to try to get a few more minutes. We'll get things rolling. How you guys doing?
Hey everyone, this is John from Simpler Trading. So I'm finishing up today, and I just want to show you how I'm doing this year. Here, we can take a quick look. You can see my open P&L, and then my P&L year to date.
Just making an Instagram post real quick with my followers. How are you guys? We got a few more minutes. What's up? Can you guys hear me? I just want to verify if you guys can hear me. Let me make sure the volume's good. Can you guys type a comment if you guys can hear me? Perfect. How you doing? Trying to get this live. Just send a few text messages out. All right, perfect. All right, so how are you guys doing? We got about 2 more minutes. Did you guys watch my last video? I'm going to be on here for about maybe 2 hours. What's going on? My back is like killing me. I'll tell you guys about that in a second. I'm going to get a glass of water. Literally. All right. I think you need to leave after talking about prospect. Ouch. I mean, if you got the dip, kudos to you, but I mean, it is what it is. I was actually going to pick up today, and I woke up. I'll tell you guys about this past few 48 hours. I don't know if you guys watched my last video, but it's been a little interesting. I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, if they're doing well and they increase their dividend, sure. I mean, I'll like them as a business development company. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Make sure you guys got a pen and paper as well. I'm going to discuss some dividend stocks I think that are hot. Again, it's not financial advice as always. Let's see if the community knows. We'll start maybe about 1 or 2 minutes. All right, I'll get into VC. I mean, it's not a surprise what I own, the dividend stocks I own. So we are live. This is Darth Dividend. I appreciate you guys being very active on my channel. The one thing that I do have is, some affiliate links. I'm not asking you guys to donate, but if you can like highlight the Amazon affiliate links, like either Matthew Ramey or something, and just normal purchases that you guys get in the search bar or whatever you buy in Amazon. If you could just use my affiliate link to buy products, I would appreciate it. I mean, I'm not telling you to buy stuff, but normal stuff that you buy in Amazon, if you can use my affiliate link, I would appreciate it. I was just going to mention that. So today, actually, the last 72 hours, last two shifts are pretty crazy. And I was exposed to a patient that pretty much had COVID, and I'm hiding right now. The other thing is, I literally woke up and I sneezed, and that was the first time I've ever had a back spasm in my life. And it feels like somebody's literally punching me in the spine. So I was going to post a video earlier, workout, and then go to work and then throw it in my dividend portfolio. But I got to hide because I got a phone call. So I got to lay low a little bit, and I don't want to infect my patients or, people out in the public. So, I'm here. I wanted to do something live. It's been a while. So there's been a lot of dividend stocks that I have posted and discussed. And one of them actually was VC Properties. VC Properties is a real estate investment trust that I own. I'm long in it. I did get the booster, by the way, and I got it about 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. And basically, with VC Properties, I feel very confident in those guys, their portfolio. Their revenue has done pretty well. And, their dividend hikes and their dividend increases are not too bad, which brings my confidence into buying that stock. And, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, these videos are free for you guys. All I ask you to do is, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. I'm going to try to pump out 5 to 7 videos a week. So if you hit that notification bell, those videos are popping up, and they're going to be at random times too. So make sure you keep an eye on my channel and go from there. I mean, it's been a very amazing journey. It's been a very amazing semester. I did very well this past semester with, I think I finished with like a 3.8 or so. And there's some just very good dividend stocks out there. And I'm starting a Roth IRA at start of next year. One thing that really excites me, I don't know if you guys have a traditional or Roth IRA, is a symbol VTI, or the ETF symbol VTI or VTSAX. That is an amazing ETF that Vanguard carries, and I'm actually 100% into that fund. My employer just switched me over. My hospital system got bought off by my previous hospital system that I worked for, and I'm actually 100% in with the Vanguard Total Stock Market, and I'm very excited to see the growth on that. So that's a really good ETF for a traditional Roth IRA. The one thing I want to discuss is QYLD, RYLD, and XYLD. Now, I did a video on those guys. I really like those guys as a monthly dividend stock, especially as a ETF. It's a covered call ETF. But the one thing you have to be careful with is the taxes on that. And that's one thing that I'll probably post a video on in a little bit, is the taxes that happen with the ETF and the problems that can happen with taxes. So what you can do is also put those guys in a traditional or Roth IRA in your M1 Finance dividend portfolio and get, a lot of shares so that you can buy more shares of VTI or buy something else. So that's one thing that I may consider is a strategy with my dividend stocks. And it's pretty exciting to create a Roth IRA. I mean, the goal of a Roth IRA is to increase your net asset value and increase the dividends over time. And that's kind of the way you should treat a traditional Roth IRA. You guys can ask questions at any time. I just posted a video earlier today. Check that out. I have like 5 really good dividend stocks that I posted on, mostly real estate investment trusts. HTA was one of them. NNN was the other one. APTS was the other one. GLPI and EPRT. So the real estate sector has taken a huge hit. And if you guys have watched my videos and watched a lot of videos that I've posted on, the real estate investment trusts have taken a huge hit. I mean, a huge pounding. And oh, my back is killing me. I'm telling you, when I sneezed this morning, I was on my stomach for 20 minutes. I'm not even kidding. Like that, it sucked. It really does suck. I was thinking about doing a home workout, but there's no way I can do that. I mean, I was just a miserable human being. And, I just want to thank you guys. You guys, I mean, I enjoy doing videos. I know it's a very crazy time with the bug out there, but let's be strong. Definitely capitalize on the dip. When the dip happens, you got to have some strike money. I always tell people, when it comes to strike money, have at least $1,000, $2,000 ready. When there's a big dip that happens, people hit the panic button, man. Boom, I go in there. And before, since you guys are on here, I'm probably going to sell land. I don't like land as a monthly dividend stock. I have vented about it a little bit with the dividend increases. I don't like it. It's a very good monthly dividend stock. Do not get me wrong about it. But it's a very interesting one. PBR. Well, the problem is when you see a high 20% dividend yield, you got to understand what is going on right there. I mean, is their revenue good? When I post videos, you got to understand the revenue on the companies, the PE ratio. Are the dividends consistent? Because I like dividends that increase over time. And that's why I said, the pros and cons of QYLD, RYLD, and XYLD. QYLD, you got like, what, 17 cents to 25 cents, and it's just not going to really go up, or 26 cents. But if you have a business development company like Maine, who has consistently increased their dividend and the revenue is fantastic, long term wise, you're getting yourself a raise. And as I post my Instagram channel or my Instagram thing, I have over 50% of my portfolio in QILD that I dump into other dividend stocks, but moving into RLD. So that's a really good strategy. Our task 22, do you have that in your M1 finance dividend portfolio, or are you just adding more? You're just using the dividend income to buy dividend stocks? Is that what you're saying? Like if you have an E-Trade dividend portfolio and you have them individually, you're getting the dividend income, and then you're just saying, well, I'm going to throw 100 here, I'm going to throw 200 here, just based on the income of QYLD and RYLD. I have heard strategy of that. There's one guy that I follow, and I tag on Dividend Warrior Wednesday on Twitter, and he makes a buttload of money in monthly dividends, and he uses that dividend income with the monthly dividends to buy quarterly dividend stocks. And I find that is a very interesting strategy. Oh, back is killing me. God, right in the middle of the back. It's hurting me. But that's one strategy that he has used, and it has really helped out with his strategy. No drip. So taking the income and buying shares of Maine IVR. That's not a bad. Everybody has a dividend investing strategy, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you don't have to tell me how much income you're making, but I know people that have done that, and there's nothing wrong with that, because on my M1 finance dividend portfolio, I'm eventually going to get to a point where I want my QYLD and RYLD and XYLD to buy my quarterly dividend stocks and buy the other monthly dividend stocks, to where I can buy those quarterly dividend stocks. And that's, again, I have a goal to make $2,000 to $4,000 a month in my quarterly dividends, and $1,000 to $3,000 a month on my monthly dividends. So there's nothing wrong with that strategy. If it's working, it's one of those things. If it's working, don't try to break it and fix it. If it's working, don't try to fix it, you know. But the other phrase is too, if it is working, break it and fix it a few more times to where it's even more efficient. But I think that strategy sounds pretty good. Again, I'm not giving you financial advice, but it sounds like a really good strategy. So I don't see any issues with that. If it's working, keep on doing that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's people that have like, gosh, like I've met people that have like 40 or $50,000 in QYLD, RYLD, and XYLD, and they just buy, the other dividend stocks with that dividend income. So I don't see that being an issue. You just got to watch the taxes with those stocks. So there's nothing wrong with that. Just trying to get more people on here. So I'm just trying to make a post, try to get more people on here. All right. So that's one thing. What do you guys think about APTS? I'm going to type that real quick. One of my buddies, yeah, I mean, there is a lot of, yeah, there is no downside protection. There is a risk. I'm not going to disagree. But the market usually fixes itself. And believe me, I buy the dip and those guys, QYLD and RYLD and XYLD. They're not a good dividend growth stock. I just see them very stagnant with their dividend increases and dividend hikes over time. It's just there's a certain window that they do not that they kind of just like stick around at, and that's just how it is. But yeah, it's okay. So I may have to do a video on some of those. I'm actually going to write them down. Um, Yeah, Nusi and Jeppy are good for downside protection. My buddy Hidden Freedoms and Matt Money and those guys, they're very heavy into Nusi and Jeppy. Same with, let me get a pen so I write this down for future videos. Hold on. Just dropped my pencil. Oh, you guys are torturing me. I had to get up and move. My back's killing me. All right. Let me look. OXLCIGD. So I'm just going to circle those for the future. But so with Prospect Capital, I have posted numerous videos on Prospect Capital and why I don't like them. One, Prospect Capital has not increased its dividend. I don't like its revenue and its business development company strategy. And if you look at the history of Prospect Capital, now, if you bought the dip, kudos to you. That's one thing. Buying the dip when there's a huge, significant dip during the pandemic, there's nothing wrong with that. I know people that did that to agnc. I'm not a fan of agnc, but if you got the dip, you're just riding it from the dip, why not? I mean, that's what I did with Arbor Realty Trust, ABR, which is one of my favorite mortgage-backed real estate investment trusts. That's the symbol right there is ABR. And with ORC and stuff, I did. I think I posted a video on that. I Pretty Orchard. Did I do that one? I think I did, but just remind me if I didn't post one. I know a lot of you guys are giving me requests for stocks and everything. But yeah, Jeppy's expensive, but you do have that protection for the long run. Same with Nusi. So I own Jeppy, Nusi, and Devo. I'm pretty heavy in those guys. I have a certain percentage for monthly dividends. I have a lot of confidence in those guys, and I'm going to be long in those guys as a stock. So that's one thing that I really like about those guys as dividend stocks. And they're not technically ETFs. I forget the way they say it, but keep an eye on that. But I was going to ask you guys, what do you think of the oil stocks and energy stocks right now? That's a big one that many people are, considering buying right now. And I was just going to see what your thoughts are. And do you guys own any oil or oil or energy stocks? I was going to bring that one up. And One Oak, I love those guys. I did a video on them. I own those guys and I'm long in them. I absolutely love those guys. I did post a video, you know, um, discussing them as a dividend achiever, and I feel very confident with those guys as a stock. So again, it's not financial advice, but I feel pretty good about that. Yeah, I mean Chevron. I did a video on those type of stocks. I mean, these companies. It's not just about cars. I mean, there's a lot of products that need things with oil, and like I said, plastics. I mean, people need plastics and stuff. And yeah, I have Enbridge as well. Enterprise Product Partners. That's another one that's pretty popular as a dividend stock. And there's just a lot of them. I mean, I sold First Energy. First Energy is actually a pretty good dividend stock. FE is a symbol, but I like Kinder Morgan. Um, so that's a very interesting one. And gosh, I haven't heard Nog in a while. I'll probably have to do a video on those guys. That's well, you're the first person that mentioned that one in a long time. So definitely going to look at that. And let's see. I'm just trying to get more people on here and get more followers and stuff, especially Instagram and some of the community and all that. Yeah, I haven't. Gosh, Nog. Let me look at that one real quick. That's been bugging me for the past few minutes. I just want to look at the fundamentals. What do you guys think of ABR? I was going to ask you about ABR. A few people asked me about Northern. So it's 1918 with a 0.2% dividend yield. Not very attractive to me. I mean, Northern Oil and Gas has a 0.42% dividend yield. That's not very attractive. I don't like the price per share decreasing. That's another problem that I see with these guys. Year to date, it's okay, but I don't know. Its dividend is not very attractive right now. Hey, what's up, Fatal Money? How are you? I mean, I'm just looking at the dividend. Uh, uh it's not. I don't know. I don't feel good about the dividends. It's just not good, and the price per share decreasing. It's just 0.42. I mean, there's a lot more oil companies and stuff that have a better dividend yield that are pretty consistent and stuff. Thinking about buying some Canadian natural. Well, I mean, I have PBA. I mean, that's a monthly dividend stock with a pipeline. I mean, PBA is a pretty good one. I like those guys. I mean, I'm long in those guys. I mean, I think I'm like four SJT. I'll look at those guys real quick. I mean, the biggest thing is, yeah. I mean, and plus, if I have like 100 plus shares in Arbor Realty Trust, and those guys are Yeah, they're down, and if you have enough shares, you can buy more shares based on the dividend income, and they're cheap too. I mean, my gosh, and they've beaten the S&P in the past 5 years in their mortgage-backed rate. That is really impressive. Gotta watch certain ones. I'm looking at SJT right now. Uh, so in 2007, the price per share was 34.35, and now it's 4.80. I would be careful with those ones. Um, SJT, the Permian Basin Trust, you got to be careful that those high yields, and again, I'm just studying it like right here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'll have to be more transparent next time. But if you look at the price per share in 2007, it was 37.89, and now it's 5.77. Uh, be careful with those. I don't feel too confident in those. They're way down. I mean, it's that doesn't look very good. Uh, I didn't even look at the dividends yet, but I can tell you, it doesn't not look good looking at the dividend history. I mean, I'm not even looking at it yet. Ooh, I mean, it's a monthly dividend stock, but uh, I don't feel very good. I mean, the trends and stuff. It's just, uh, mm, yeah. I would. Mm, I I like increasing price per share. I mean, what about Gain? GAIN or Gladstone? I mean, you got business development companies that are almost that price that you know have consistently kind of increased their dividends. I mean, that's one thing as an alternative that I would probably look at. I mean, I own a lot of Gain, um, to where I buy just about a share every month with those guys, and I can't say no to those guys as a monthly dividend stock. IVR, I have, I think like I think my goal is going to be about 300 shares and leave it alone. Those guys took a huge dip, and I think I do a video on orc? I may have, but I'll double check my archives. But IVR, there's a dip, and I know I'll do RTX. I'll do those guys. I got a lot of people telling me to do it, so it's not just you, not just you. So it will happen. But thing with M rates like IVR, they're way down, okay, and they're slowly increasing their dividends. That one is a risk. I mean, that's kind of my play money where I'm going to have 200, 300 shares and be like, we'll see what happens, but I wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket. I mean, it's just, yeah, I mean, it, it's going to take years to fix. I mean, I'm hoping 3,000 is a lot. I mean, it's increasing its dividend. That's why I'm buying more, and its revenue slowly going up again. I mean, they just took a huge blow during the pandemic, and that's why I was like, okay, I'll capitalize on that. People capitalize on agnc as well. A lot of people capitalized on the dip with Prospect Capital. If you bought the dip, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, I think that's a great steal. I don't see anything wrong with buying the dip with those stocks. But, when they're back to where they are and they're not increasing their dividend, it's like, it feels like it's a closed-ended fund. Live in Atlanta, right past the headquarters. I mean, they're going to rebound. They're eventually going to rebound. I see them possibly, coming back. It's going to take years to fix, but I mean, they'll be back to where they were, I think. Don't quote me on that. Oh, God. You guys have no idea with me sneezing and like my back just kills. It's terrible. You have no idea. Um, RTX is a really good one. I actually made a tweet on that, and those guys are they're in demand. A lot of people love those guys as a stock, and I probably should go there and do a video with that. I mean, it's good to be well diversified as well. So that's one that I haven't ruled out. It was LMT or RTX, and it was a really good Twitter discussion that I made and started, and it was really interesting. Oh God. Actually, I'm gonna try to get people out of here. Oh, I'm trying to get more people on. I'm just trying to. Well, I mean, there's always a risk. What about REITs? Have you guys found any really good real estate investment trusts out there? Green tea ain't gonna do anything. I just need to stop being a meathead and take it easy for once. I mean, I was exposed to the bug. There's a patient on the floor that had it, so I need to lay low and make sure I'm not like symptomatic for a few days too. So I don't want to get people infected. So I'm just like hiding right now. So I'll just post videos and probably go live and hang out with you guys. But a lot of you guys there's 17 of you guys. There's got to be some good dividend stocks out there that grab your interest. What about Store Capital? I'm gonna. All right, do you guys hear me now? I think I fixed. Am I good now? All right, so I'm good. All right, yeah, I think I may have accidentally hit a button. So Iron Mountain is a real estate investment trust that I absolutely love and I'm long on. I think with the cloud business and with them storing medical documents, they're very strong as a company, and I'm very long in those guys. And I'm just going to continue to buy more. I have them in my M1 Finance dividend portfolio. They generate me a ton of revenue, which I reinvest into other dividend stocks. And I'm very happy with what I've received with Iron Mountain. WP Carry is another good one. Yes, it is below average, but they are very strong, and it is really good with a lot of these during the pandemic and recession. So they're pretty strong as a company. PBR has been increasing, and I had a bad corruption, a clean monopoly in Brazil. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with buying the dip. I like a lot of American companies, some Canadian companies, but like Enbridge, I have Canada. I do have Unilever, which is international as well. But CLM is one that is very interesting. I've seen people invest in Blackstone Mortgage Trust. There's a little bit of popularity in that. I'll probably have to post a video on that one. So make sure you remind me in the comment section. Um, Digital rates, yes, DRT is a really good one. Digital rates are very important, and thing is, like, they're in demand. So that's one thing about a lot of those real estate investment trusts is the digital ones are pretty strong. So I don't see anything wrong with that, with them storing digital data. You can also, argue, I don't quote me on this, but you can also argue that Iron Mountain with their cloud storage can be somewhat of a digital real estate investment trust as well, with the way they've adapted things. Blackstone Mortgage Trust, not too bad. I mean, I'll probably post a video on that and go from there. I find that one very interesting as well. Just keep on reminding me to post videos. Look at this. We got 21 people on. This is pretty exciting. This is a lot of fun too. So, this is really interesting with the way, gosh, this channel has grown. You guys have been amazing with this channel as well. So, how do you guys feel about VTRS or Pfizer? I think those are really strong pharmaceutical stocks. I want to see what you guys think of those guys. Actually, look up BMT right now. See how they're looking. See, BMT right now is 30.54 with an 8% dividend yield. AbbVie is really good. That's one that I should be buying. Yeah, that's one that I should look into. Any of you guys, I just posted a video on IEP. Did any of you guys do you get any of you guys own those guys? So the one thing with BXMT or Blackstone Mortgage Trust, they're pretty stagnant and they're sitting at 62 cents. They've been at 62 cents since 2015. They have not increased their dividend. So, and they're sitting at 30.54. What about if you put it in Arbor Realty Trust instead of those guys, where they're a little bit cheaper, and again, I'm not giving financial advice, but they're a little bit cheaper, and they're a mortgage-backed real estate investment trust, and they're increasing their dividends and their revenue is pretty strong. Yeah, VTRS is really good. That's one that's cheap. They have a lot of products over the counter and things that are in demand. Oh, that felt good. Crack my back, by the way. And they're going to be strong in the long run. And with their dividends, I see a lot of potential with them. AbbVie carries a lot of products and their dividends increase as well. I have Pfizer. I think a lot of their products, I have done videos on Pfizer, antibiotics, blood pressure medications. There's a lot of things that they bring to the table other than their vaccine. And that's what makes those guys above. And I think they're way undervalued, if you ask me. And hey, I'm going to buy them because they're cheap. Any of you guys own Coca-Cola or Pepsi? And what do you think of KDP? That's another one that's starting to make a comeback again. And, the Kroger, Dr. Pepper, they did increase their dividend one time. And just keep an eye on those guys. I wouldn't buy it yet. I mean, I want to see consistent dividend increases and dividend hikes before I buy it and stuff. Try to get more people on here. Just going to make more posts, try to see if I can get more people on here. What about any real estate investment trust that you guys find interesting? Or, I mean, I did APTS. That's the one I really want to bring up to you guys. There's a dip that happened during the pandemic. Obviously, apartments, they're slowly, I mean, they decreased their dividend and they cut their dividend a little bit, but there's an opportunity for them to do some serious damage in the long run. And I'm looking at invented the holy. Well, I mean, pharmaceutical companies, they'll do anything to have the edge over somebody else. So that's one thing. Aflac, what an amazing dividend stock. Now, I had those guys. I probably will rebuy them. And Aflac is a very good dividend stock with dividend increases and dividend hikes, and very good one. You can't say no to Aflac. How many shares do you own in Aflac, by the way? What do I think about Apple? There's nothing wrong with them. I mean, their dividend isn't the best, but I mean, with their stock split history, if you have enough shares in Apple, that's kind of like a traditional Roth IRA. That would be something that I would put in there because, wow. Here he goes. Here's the trolling. He's already starting to troll. So everyone give a round of applause for Hidden Freedom with his prospect purchases. He's going to retire on dividends with Prospect Capital. Just kidding. Yeah, Apple is a really good dividend stock. I mean, the goal is to have enough shares, but the thing that's very attractive about them is their stock split history. And, people that bought them when they were real cheap, when those guys started splitting their stocks and you're reinvesting the dividends, that's when it really starts getting powerful. And Hidden Freedom, by the way, is very strong on Devo and Jeppy, right? Devo and Jeppy, those are the two ones that he really emphasizes on his channel. And, I think very highly of him. I know we troll each other and stuff and have fun doing it. But, he's someone that is going to retire on hopefully dividends, right, in April 2022. No, actually, I have an IPA over here, and my back is killing me. Dave, don't get old. Don't get old. I literally sneezed when I woke up today. My back, like I had the worst back spasm ever. I was laying on my stomach for 20 minutes. It still hurts. I mean, at least I can breathe now. But yeah, Cube's a really good one too. Did you guys ever look at what was the other one? Cold, Americold Realty Trust, COLD. That one is another popular real estate investment trust, and I just cracked my back, and that one is very strong with people that have frozen food and everything, and it basically you know they store food. I'm trying to like read that at the same time. They store food, and then they frozen, it goes to the stores. So they freeze stuff, they keep it stored, and then it goes to the stores. So they're a big storage unit for stuff before it goes to the grocery stores, like meats, eggs, and everything. So those guys are in demand, and I think they're maybe a little bit overvalued. I had them on my M1 Finance dividend portfolio, and I sold them, but that's something I'll probably rebuy over time. Aflac's really good. Um, Calling it quits next year. I'll be your guinea pig. Uh, sure, I'll give you a IM injection. I'm sure you'll like that. Uh, the thing is, like with another one we really emphasize is Agree Realty Corporation. Dave, have you looked at that one? I know that you own O. I'm going to start investing heavily into Agree Realty Corporation. I like their compounded annual growth rate. I like their dividend hikes. It's a little bit faster than Realty Income. I think they're pretty stable with their dividend and the way things are looking. I thought that was a very gutsy move by the board of directors. I'm actually going to try to get an interview with those guys on my channel one of these times with one of their board members or somebody that works for Agree Realty Corporation. I thought the move that they made to be a monthly dividend stock really set the bar high for those guys as a REIT, and that put them on the map because I never even heard of those guys. And I did a little bit of digging and stuff, and I found those guys as a very strong real estate investment trust with as a dividend stock. So that was that was a game changer. And now I have multiple sources of monthly dividends, just like Dave does with his O and his Jeppy and stuff. And he's doing really well with call options. I didn't realize Thumper was into O. I got Stag's a really good one. I mean, it's very good to be well diversified into real estate investment trust because if one sector takes a hit, I have Stag. I love those guys. I get about I think what $6 a month from those guys. It's not enough, but probably need to get into the $10 range to where I can really start doing some damage with Stags. Um, Play the ATM puts on O. Thumper will eventually convert to a dividend investor. That'll happen. But yeah, Stag is really good. Stag is really good. I don't need to rip prospect. I think now again, I will say this: if you bought the dip in those guys, I don't see any issue buying the dip and just reinvesting the dividends. Yeah, I do think Stag is a little overpriced. Oh God, I think they're a little overpriced, but their dividend increases are a little bit slow. I like LTC right now too. That's a lot cheaper than before. And if there's a dip there, capitalize on it. But I like dividend increases. I want to raise over time. I mean, I think a lot of you guys, if you put money in Stag or O, you're going to see dividend increases, and that's what it's all about. Is with compounding interest, you're getting dividend, hikes, dividend increases, just like Coca-Cola. I mean, every year their dividends going up every year. They have a reputation they want to keep. And I'm pretty sure O is now on the dividend achievers list. So, they want to keep their reputation and they have 6,000, their landlord is 6,000 plus or so. So, they want to keep their rep, and they have a very rich tradition with their monthly dividends. So that's one thing that sets those guys apart from, business development companies like Prospect, who have not done well. But Main Street Capital, my honest opinion, is one of the best. Um, and kind of angering me with their stock offering. Well, you'll have to explain about their stock offering. But Main Street Capital is a very good business development company with their revenue increase, their dividends slowly increase, and they're not too expensive either. Um, Dave, have you looked at Main Street Capital? MAIN is a symbol. I mean, I like those guys. I think they're very strong as a business development company. And again, with real estate investment trust and business development companies, 90% of what they make come back to us, or else they get penalized. So that's what's very interesting. No, I have not sold covered calls on my dividend stocks. Once I graduate in NP school, which will be eventually like 2023, after my rotations, I'm going to get a little bit more aggressive and to sell covered calls with dividend stocks. That is a really big strategy that people have done, and you can be really aggressive, and you can really make a killing with that and throw it in your dividend portfolio. And right now, I just got to take the conservative approach right now and go from there. But you just got to be careful right now. That's sort of a PETA to do cover calls. Yeah, I mean, there's some people I've met over the years that just do covered calls on Apple and make a shitload of money. And I mean, if I can sell calls on that or puts or something, sure. But I that's something I would have to master, and I just don't have the time for that. I need something where I can park my money, make a few tweets, here and there, post a YouTube video, and hit the books. I mean, that's all I can do. These next 7 months are going to be very crazy. Go from there. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are very aggressive with SPY, QQQ, and yeah, you own a lot of shares in VYM, Dave. That's another thing. VYM is a really good. It's a very good dividend ETF. Those guys in VIG are really good with their dividend. I mean, they're very reputable, and they have a very rich tradition amongst the people that just invest in ETFs and funds and stuff. And it's you own no more. So what did you do with VYM? Did you sell it and put it in something? Because you were heavy into Pepsi. I mean, that's a really good dividend stock too. I think you were in Pepsi and Coke, right? I'd have to catch up with you on that and look at, watch some of your videos. I know I watched the Devo one in that one, but send me a send me a video of those strategies. I'll watch that for sure. I'll actually probably post it on my um, Instagram and tag you on that as well. Yeah, Pepsi is one of the most powerful dividend stocks out there. I mean, they have just I mean, if I had the money, I'm going to tell you guys that are subscribers and followers, um, if I had $50,000 and you told me Coke or Pepsi, I would put it in Pepsi. I really like the way things are increasing, and with Pepsi, and they're just so big. I mean, I'm looking at right across from here my Quaker Oats and so many products that they carry that people don't even know about, and that Pepsi owns, which is really interesting. Frito Lay and very very awesome company. Smith and Wesson is a great value. Yeah, I mean, those guys have a good rep. I mean, there's nothing wrong with those guys as a company. They're a very strong company, and yeah, they're solid. They're very solid, and can't go wrong with those guys. Trying to get more of my followers on here. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. I'm going to try to see if I can get Mr. Dividend Investor on here. He's another guy. You guys know him or follow him? He's a good guy. Try to get Ryan Williams on here too. He has a good channel too. He's doing really well with his channel. What about? Yeah, I think he's from Hawaii, Mr. Dividend Investor. His dividend portfolio is starting to pick up a little bit. Yeah, investing. Sensi's doing very well with his channel and his dividend portfolio. It's very impressive. Dividend growth investing. I'm trying to get those guys on Twitter to give them a shout out too. Dividend growth investing is doing a really fantastic job with his channel, with his M1 finance portfolio. Sensi's doing really well as well, and it's really good to see him do really well. I think he's a very underrated YouTube. He has a very underrated YouTube channel, and I'm very impressed with what his strategies are. So I tagged him in the Instagram. So gosh, I'm trying to think. Dave, how do you think it would be if how crazy it would be? I'd get all my followers on here, and gosh, if they had you, me, Matt Money, and GW like all live at once, that would be pretty funny. Maybe even Kyle too. That would be a wild time. That'd be a lot of probably be Matt and I would probably be the one getting you riled up. Trying to think. Well, that well, you have that program or whatever that everybody like joins and stuff. So we'd probably have to join you on there. I'd have to figure out how to do that and all that. But yeah, what do you guys think about IIPR? Which one was who Dave helped you the spreadsheet? I think Dave has one like that. I tell you what, I am God, IIPR, that is an incredible um that is an incredible real estate investment trust. I cannot believe how fast that thing blew up and is a Mary Jane stock. Oh, Sensi. Okay. As a Mary Jane stock, that one is probably the best one out there because they generate money, they increase their dividends, they acquire like farmlands, and it doesn't matter if their people are hitting the panic button, they still make money because they're a landlord. So that's one thing to look on. Heinz Bernstein. Uh, yeah, I think somebody told me to do a video on that. I'll do a dividend stock analysis in Alliance Bernstein. Let me write that down. Guys are making me turn. It hurts. Oh God. God, this is terrible, man. Don't get old. This is that one hurts. My back is like killing me right now. You have no idea. I literally sneezed and my back like started spazzing. I woke up at like 6 o'clock on my day off, like ready for workout and stuff. I was gonna pick up and all that and go from there. Um, well, I mean, the thing with IIPR, it's just it- that's a stock to probably capitalize on the dip. I think it's a little overvalued. But man, their dividend hikes and increases are crazy. Like 3.24 in the morning. Oh. Yeah, it's gosh. What about Franklin Resources? Have you guys ever looked at BEN as a symbol? Their FFO is increasing. I know it's I mean they're making money. I mean they're the only ones that really don't have to worry about, losing money because they're getting money from rent. I mean they're just making cash. Doesn't matter how bad the market is or how bad the marijuana market is. People are paying rent and they get money. I mean, and they get money from appreciation. They increase it. Thoughts on retiring from dividends? I don't know. Ask Hidden Freedom. He can tell you. Guy's about to retire next year. Stag, I own it. Love it. I can't say no to Stag. Um, Own it. I'm long in it. I've posted numerous videos on those guys. Uh, One of the best monthly dividend real estate investment trusts out there. One of the best monthly dividend stocks. I know their dividend growth rate isn't very attracted attractive, but it's strong. I think very very strong. I know he did. I mean, Matt Money will probably be retiring on dividends eventually as well. Guy makes like 100 plus a month just on realty income. That's what's really impressive. I got to give that guy a bunch of credit. Favorite dividend growth ETF. Um, VIG is a good one. Noble is a good one. NOBL. AVGO. Very good dividend stock. Haven't posted a video on that one, but VYM is a good one. I mean, there's nothing wrong with VYM. Um, they have a pretty strong portfolio too. Is a with what's in them. LTC, I own that one. SCM, I'd have to look a little bit more into them before I made the call, but LTC is really cheap. Slowly, they've increased their dividend. And again, they're a real estate investment trust in medical properties. And I myself am a registered nurse, and looking at the trends of healthcare and people being sick and stuff, there is a high demand. Yeah, they're just a beast. I mean, it's AVGO, what a beast. I mean, it's incredible how they've done as a company. Good for them. Really good for them. That is a traditional and Roth IRA material stock as well. And it's just very interesting to see the way things run. Maine, yeah, I own Maine. I'm long in those guys. I'm hoping I can buy a dividend each month from those guys. Yes, I agree with you, Dave. And the thing with DGRO and SCHD is the dividend trends. That's the one thing I really like with SCHD and DGRO, or the dividend trends versus VYM. And I agree with you very strongly with what's in VYM with that, and just the trends. I'm not going to disagree. I think that's a great point with that. BRMK. Yes and no. let me just double check their dividend history. Broadmark Realty Capital. Hold on. BRMK. I'm looking at their dividend history. I mean, it's one to look at. I mean, I'd have to really look at their revenue in the long run. I mean, it's went from 6 cents. It went from 8 to 6 to 7. Um, we'd have to look at see how their revenue is doing. Top 3 dividend stocks for life. Probably my top 3. That's tough. Johnson & Johnson, I mean, pharmaceutical wise, I mean, Tylenol's one of their biggest over-the-counter products that they have, and they're heavily emphasizing Tylenol. I'm trying to think, just over-the-counter stuff that they carry. I know that they're like splitting off into like another section. I still think they're a good dividend stock. Top 3 for life, I'm going to probably say O. For me, O. If I had the money, probably, and I had enough shares, probably Microsoft and Apple. But those guys are super expensive. I don't like their dividend. The dividends is not too attractive. I mean, you can even say like O and Pepsi probably, and JP Morgan. I mean, top 3. JP Morgan. I mean, as I say in my videos, like take it to the bank. The bank stocks, they make money. They just continue to make money. VZ, I own those guys. I'm long in them. I actually need to put more money into the communication sector. I don't think T will sustain their dividend in the long run, but still be a decent dividend stock. It's just, I know it's interesting the way AT&T is trying to adapt versus Verizon. Verizon's pretty strong though. I own those guys, and I'm long in them. Oh God, terrible. Well, I mean, banks, those guys take a huge hit. Them and the real estate sector take a huge hit and go from there. Oh, Hidden Freedom's very heavily into agnc, so he loves those guys. Just waiting for his response. What's wrong with McDonald's? Love those guys. McDonald's is a phenomenal dividend stock. They have, dividend. They have a stock split history. They're pretty strong. agnc, I'm not a fan of. It's not a very strong mortgage-backed real estate investment trust. I like just with. I like Arbor Realty Trust better. I think their business model is better. I think the way that they have done well. What's going on, Tim? The way they are as a business model, they decrease their price per share. They haven't increased their dividend, and they actually decreased their dividend since inception. So I don't like that. Good and Maine, those are really good dividend stocks. A lot of people like Good. I don't own Good. If the dip happened, I would probably buy them. But yeah, they have a 6% dividend yield. They seem pretty stable. Maine, I own those guys and I'm long in them. Absolutely love those guys. Nuclear and uranium mining, I'd have to look more into it. I don't have an answer. Do I play in any low float IPOs? I will say I got lucky into one. I angel invested into this company called Circle Medical, and they got acquired by Well Health Technologies. So yeah, I like that. It's just a risk with IPOs. I mean, some of them jump up in price, people sell them, and some of them just dip. I'm kind of in the long run with stocks that distribute dividends and go from there. Ugh. Trying to get more followers on here. Trying to get him on. I'm trying to get Dapper Dividends on here. I'm sending him a text right now. Uh, Canada. I'm trying to think what else got here. Um, I'm in drip in all of them. I have no reason not to get off the dividend reinvestment plan. It's just I don't have enough shares. I know some people. As I mentioned before, Tim, I know some people that have a lot of money that generate, 1,000, 2,000, and monthly dividends, and they use those monthly dividends just to buy quarterly dividends on their E-Trade or other portfolios. So, those people are very sharp with their money and smart with their money, and it's a really good strategy. So, um, I have really no reason not to be in dividend reinvestment, and I need to. I mean, I need to compound. I need to earn my dividends. I need to treat it as a retirement pension and go from there. Well, I can't answer that with IPOs. I try to avoid them unless if I'm 100% sure that and they state that they're going to distribute dividends in the long run, they're actually in demand. Land, I own land, and the one thing that I have an issue with those guys is their dividend growth history is like terrible. It's absolutely terrible, and it just sucks. I mean, the dividend trends are terrible, and I'm actually highly considering at the start of the year to sell land and throw it in store capital. It's I like the dividend increases with store. Land is a really good diversified real estate investment trust. It's just not growing too fast with their dividends. I hate it. I really hate it. I mean, if it was like 12 cents or something, sure, I'd keep it. But hey, nothing wrong with land. I mean, you can, gosh, if you had $10,000 in it, I mean, there's nothing wrong with just leaving it there and just reinvesting and just going from there. They are slowly increasing their dividends. It's just too slow for me. And, it's the tortoise and the hare. Yes, the tortoise won, but the tortoise is going to win in 20 years, with being too slow. So, you got something like store that's just blowing up and it stores like $3. Is it $3 more than land? And land's a little bit overvalued. So, why not just throw it in store, reinvest those dividends? I think I'd have like 90 or so shares in the store, right to the point where I can almost buy uh a new share each quarter and then just capitalize on it. So that's one thing that I'm looking into. I need to get more shares. I mean, I need to have shares buying more shares. Um, yeah, there's some things that aren't looking too good with the market. PFLT. Let me look at that one. No, I'm already gonna say no, and I didn't even see it. Um, dividend. I didn't even see the dividend yet. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't know. Mm, I mean, it's just sitting at 9 cents. Hasn't increased at all. Um, I'm not really attracted to it. Yeah, I mean, Elon Musk is a pretty knowledgeable individual. I honestly think he's like one of the most dangerous people in the world because he can literally say crypto sucks and price per share goes down. He could say something about McDonald's and manipulate the market. I mean, he's crazy, and he's just such a genius. Great time to buy before. Yeah, I mean, every Monday I throw in money, and my dividends are buying more dividend stocks, my M1 finance portfolio. And again, I have a goal to get to 100,000 and keep on going, obviously. But it's very exciting to see the potential with my M1 finance dividend portfolio. I mean, it'll be a nice retirement pension over time once I'm starting to generate dividends and some serious dividends and dividend income. So, looking forward to that. My top three probably um, definitely store and store and I would probably say Franklin Resources, BEN. Well, Tim, what's your goal? I mean, what do you want to do? I mean, I can't give financial advice, but I mean, you take home that amount and invest 12,000 or 1,200 a month. I mean, that's pretty good. Um, that's a good situation to be in. I mean, I like the high yield dividend stocks that are stable, like Store. I like Arbor Realty Trust, ABR. I like those. That's a great. I mean, how old are you? I mean, you don't have to tell me how old you are, but um, yeah, I mean that's kind of what mine is. Um, I'm 30. I'm 36. So once I hit 56, oh God, don't. Once I hit 56, that's where I'm hoping that my dividend income can be pretty dangerous. So 40. So that's pretty good. I mean, you have a good strategy, a solid strategy. And I think that would be best that what you're doing and fatal money at 25, that's pretty impressive. With what you guys are doing, kudos to you guys. I mean, I wish I was 25 in dividend investing. My gosh, Apple is like what, $10 a share. I mean, imagine just throwing 1,000 into that, and just leaving it alone and reinvesting the dividends. How like powerful that would be. That's good to have a net worth of 109K. It's good to be aggressive. It's good to have your head on your shoulders. It's good to have multiple sources of income. But again, um, it's never too late. It's never too late to, you know, um, start investing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I think you're in good shape and go from there. Look, I work with nurses that people don't want to put money in their 403Bs. It's like, why? Well, have fun. I tell people the YouTube channels, oh, I'm not getting enough followers. I'm not getting subscribers. Have fun. I mean, I have fun. This is why I'm doing this. I'm having fun. I'm not going out getting sloshed. I that group of people that I used to be around and stuff. I don't like hanging around with them. I don't want to spend $100 a night or X amount of dollars just slinging drinks. I mean, it's one thing if like it's your friend's birthday bash or something, you're buying shots for them, and you love them to death as a friend or something, but um, or like females in this complex, it's a birthday bash. Sure, I mean, I'll buy a round of shots here and there, have fun, but you got to be smart. Yeah, have fun. I mean, that's what I tell people. They're like, "Oh, I'm not where I'm gonna be." It's gonna take time. It's gonna grow. I mean, it took me a while to learn how to create channels and thumbnails and fix things. And I had upgraded this thing. I was sound like the itchy and scratchy show where people put their hands on a chalkboard, like when I would do videos um, in the beginning, and I really didn't realize how bad it was. And the people that were, previous subscribers and stuff, they're like, "Wow, it's totally changed." I used to spend way too much at bars and restaurants. Yeah, I mean, it really. When I started investing, I mean, I started at 33. I mean, I had a bunch of money like in the bank. I had like what 25,000. I'm like, and all of a sudden it just hit me. I'm like, I don't think a 403B is enough for retirement. And then I started to throw money around and I'm earning passive income. So it's exciting. And you could be like me, fatal money, and wake up this morning. I was actually really pumped up to pick up a shift. I was going to do like a 3 to 11 p.m. And then I'm up at 7. I'm ready to get a workout in. I sneeze and like I strained my back. It's not as bad as it was, but my God, I was on my stomach for a while, and it was, oh God, it was terrible. Probably should have went to urgent care and got a muscle relaxer, but I wouldn't be talking right now. I'd probably be sleeping if I did that. But yeah, I'm just taking non-steroid anti-inflammatories. Ford did bring back their dividend. Kudos to you guys that got the dip on Ford. They did resume their dividend, and the growth rate isn't too impressive, but to the people that got the dip in Ford and just reinvested them over those years, kudos to you guys. And, again, you got to capitalize on opportunities. I capitalized in Arbor Realty Trust. EAT was one stock. That one I bought the dip on because it was a restaurant one and its dividend's not very strong, but man, I sold that one for a profit. Carnival, bought the dip on that and I sold the dip, I sold it for a profit and threw it into other stuff. Um, yeah, I mean, you got to make money while you sleep, and that's the big thing. And crypto staking's one thing, Fundrise is another. Um, it's nice feeling. Like I didn't go into work today, but still making money in passive income. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, hopefully, I mean, they're trying to adapt. They got to adapt. I mean, Ford's behind on Toyota. They're behind on a lot of those companies, and I drive a Toyota. I mean, they're a pretty good dividend stock as well. And they're a semi-annual dividend stock, but you know, miles per gallon is pretty good. And I know Ford has a bad reputation, but those guys are pretty strong, as a company, and they need to adapt and they need to adapt fast before it's too late. They really do. God, hurting. Yeah, he'll do well. His channel will do well. We could do some future collaborations and stuff. That'd be fun. Oh, I'm just trying to get more people on. No, I'm not too worried about the vaccine companies. I think Moderna is way too overvalued though. Moderna is way too overvalued. Pfizer is still a good stock. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have a separate channel. Do you guys think I should do a real talk channel? Or I should do like a sports channel? I don't know. I'm thinking about doing another channel on the side just for fun, just for kicks. Probably do all the people I met from online dating and actually have us have stories on that. That gets interesting. Crypto, I don't know. Well, after school, that's one thing. A reactions channel, maybe. I don't know. I mean, that would be pretty interesting. I don't know. I mean, it's one thing that I thought of mine. I'm a big college football fan, and I may do a college football channel. So I think that's a big one, especially with the college football playoff potentially expanding. I'm a big Ohio State fan, but I do study a lot of things into stuff. Cooking channel for investors on a budget. I could probably just do a um huh. I don't know. Cooking channel for investors on a budget. I could probably do that. I meal prep. You guys will probably laugh, but when I go into work, the nurses I work with are like, "Oh, chicken, rice, and broccoli." Well, working 312s. I mean, what's wrong with that? You know, it's cheap. Chicken, Uncle Ben's wild rice, and steamed broccoli. Conagra Brands. Look at this. Conagra Brands and um, Tyson Chicken. There you go. Two really good. How about I arm wrestle PPC? Well, I got to let them win. Actually, I'm gonna probably do one with Laney and Bert with Dividend Diplomats. Probably meet them go by their place and do that. I actually know those guys in real life. Laney and I went to grade school together, and I've known Bert for a long time. I think what we were gonna do for a parody too is, um, I think Laney was gonna hit me with a chair or something. That was gonna be pretty funny because we were big like wrestling fans back in the day. Um, so that'll be pretty funny. Yeah, I was Laney and I we went to grade school together, so it's kind of a small world. The funny thing was him and I are big Degeneration X fans, and in 2000 I graduated in 2000 in grade school, and his brother and I are real tight, and the teacher called us degenerates. Everybody in the classroom, the eighth grade, a bunch of eighth grade boys, degenerates who watch wrestling, and all of us were like Degeneration X, like, oh yeah, that just made things worse. That made things worse. Yeah, Ian's God, he's doing really well with his channel. Well, Ethereum, I mean, I know this is a little bit of non-dividend investing, but crypto staking is pretty big, and I'm looking forward to staking Ethereum. That's going to be exciting. Ian can do the worm. That would be pretty funny. Dude, that guy runs like crazy. I mean, gosh, the running that he does daily, uh, that's incredible. I was always a sprinter in high school and playing football and stuff. I was always a sprinter. Distance, nope. I hate distance. So, yeah, that's trying to think what other dividend stocks are pretty strong that I like that are out there. Have you guys looked at that stock, this business development company? I really like that one. Cisco's CSCO is a really good dividend stock as well, and yeah, that's very attractive and stuff. It's boy, that's a good one. That's a very popular dividend stock, and you can't go wrong with that. Yeah, I like CSWC. That's a really good business development company. That's a pretty high yield, but they seem pretty stable. And I have posted numerous um, uh, limited partnerships. Let me try to do the best way of explaining it in the easiest terms because it's hard for me to even explain it. I'll try to find a very easy, well defined definition. So what is all right, here we go. So what is a limited partnership? It has both general and limited partners. A limited partner is limited liability, only liable for their investment, not the business debts, little to no control over the business. General partner is full liability for the business debt, full control over the business. So it says limited partner is a silent investor. They put their money in the property or the business, but they do not make decisions about the company or manage day to day operations. So, unlike limited partnerships, general partnerships are owned by two or more general partners. There's not a limited partner in a general partnership. Generally, all owners exert the same control and have the same risk of a general partnership. Limited partnerships are more structured than general partnerships. You must have at least one limited and one general partner to operate. General partnerships are more informal, as you can inform us, as little as a handshake. So that's probably the best definition I've seen in a long time. Understanding a limited partnership. I was lucky to find that one. That was the best. I was going to say like this person, that person, but they were pretty straightforward with that. That was great. I don't like ICANN Enterprise. I really don't. I don't like IEP. I don't. And what is the value of the Voyager coin? I have Voyager. Boy, Sheep took a hit. But anyways, that's pretty much it. So, you guys have any other mention or stocks to mention? Trying to think. What about ARC? I think I did a video on those guys. Not bad. And just study the dividend trends. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. What is Brave? PTK. Does it distribute a dividend? I will not invest in a penny stock unless if I see a dividend. There's nothing wrong with that. Just doing weekly buys. Donna, do they distribute a dividend? All right, have a good one. Well, Google's a good stock. I mean, they just don't distribute a dividend. I mean, long term, it's sure. I mean, I'm in stocks for dividends. Oh, never mind. I looked at it real fast. Sorry. I'm like, I was like, okay, Google. I was reading that real fast when you said that. GOG. Golden Ocean Group Ltd. Whoa. Dividend yield of 41.87%. 41.87%. That doesn't look good. I don't know about that. Yeah, GOGL 40% dividend yield. I don't know about that. That doesn't look too strong. That's a little iffy for me. But I'm going to get going. It was great to have you guys on here. Again, if you are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. You guys have been amazing on this channel. We are almost at 7,000 Dividend Warrior strong. You guys have been amazing. And I really appreciate the positive energy that you guys provide in this channel. And I can't thank you guys enough. So you guys take care and have a good one.